Well, what's up, YouTubers? Jose Quiñones, the CNC Dude here. I am sitting behind my Carnage, my Universe Carnage from a few days ago. As you can see, the bandsaw is on the floor, which is different where we left it on the last video. And I have to say, I am incredibly angry, so pissed off at myself for this little mishap. I am not angry with the breakage that might have ensued. I will get angry on that when I see it. I don't know. I don't know how much damage got. So I'll probably get angry at that when I see it. But right now I am incredibly angry because, like an idiot, I thought I could move this by myself. So I did move it by myself, but this is not the move that I wanted, of course. So I am incredibly angry, but at the same time, I am incredibly grateful because I am here. I am sitting here. This thing could have killed me. If it had landed on top of me, this thing could have killed me. I am also incredibly grateful because you are seeing all of my limbs. I could have lost a leg in the process, and I was incredibly close to losing a leg. But that's all that happened. So I did get hurt. My leg got hurt pretty bad, although not as bad. I could have gotten a broken bone. So I'm incredibly grateful that there was no broken bones. But my leg got squeezed with the table. By pure chance, the universe aligned itself in such perfect harmony that the machine landed in some pieces of wood and the pallet jack, leaving a little hole where my leg was squished into. If this guy had not been here, my leg would have been probably chopped off. Now, maybe they could have reattached it, I don't know, but it would have been really bad. And it wasn't. So I am angry at myself for being such an idiot to think that I could do this by myself with no help, no supervision, nobody here to lend me a hand. But at the same time, I'm incredibly grateful that I was able to almost walk out of this one. I didn't walk out of this one, I limped out of this one. So I got hurt, and for the past 5 days I've been limping because the leg got hurt. And that is why I am angry, because I allowed myself to get hurt in the workshop. Now I'm gonna go into why that matters, but first let me tell you what happened, because I'm positive all of you wanna know how on earth did I let this freaking awesome piece of equipment fall on the floor. Some people think that it happened because I was moving it with the pallet jack without strapping it. Actually, the pallet jack, I was done with it. I just had not moved it elsewhere. I guess because the universe was gracious enough to allow me to keep it here so that I could not lose my leg. It was actually not on the stilts either, on the little crane that I had created, or the cart, let's say. I had already lowered it down, and it was sitting on 4 pieces of wood, because with the cart there was no way to just put it on the floor, because the cart doesn't go that low, right? So unfortunately I didn't position the cart so that I could put it in the ground. So it was sitting on 4 pieces of wood, but one of the pieces of wood was not pinched. So because the 4 pieces of wood were not of equal height, 3 of them were pressurized, but the other one was not there. So when I saw that, I was like, that seems dangerous. I mean, that probably makes the saw unstable. Let me put it on the ground. So I took a piece of wood, went on one side, lifted up with the intention of removing the 2 pieces of wood, which was incredibly foolish to do by myself. Because how many arms do I have? How can I lift the machine and remove 2 pieces of wood while maintaining the machine in balance? Big mistake. Big mistake. If there had been somebody else with me, they would have been able to help by either ensuring that the machine didn't tumble, or probably even a third person so that one can lift it, one can hold it, and the other one removed the 2 pieces of wood. That would have been ideal. But by myself, how many people can I be? Only one. So the machine starts to come forward, and immediately I see it, and I go like, no, no, no. And it's funny to me because it's like I'm negotiating with the universe, like, please, universe, don't let the machine fall. And let me tell you something about the universe and the laws of physics. Those puppies started 13.78 billion years ago, and they haven't stopped. They don't take vacations, they don't blow a fuse, they don't trip a breaker, they don't give you breaks. When that puppy comes down, it comes down. So here I am negotiating with the universe as the machine starts to come down. And at that point in time, it's pretty obvious that this machine is not stopping. I am not putting the force in the right place. I am not putting the right force in terms of magnitude. So the machine has now, instead of just oscillating like this, it is now tilted. So there is no way I'm going to stop it. And at that point in time, I enter on an internal negotiation with myself where I'm like, the machine or my life? Which one should I pick? I don't know how long this negotiation lasted. I mean, it felt like a lifetime, but it was probably milliseconds. When a chunk of my brain goes up and says, unless you're Super Mario Bros. And there is like a mushroom up ahead that you can like bump it up and get a 1 life up, I suggest you run the heck out of here. Move your ass. And at that point in time, I just let go and I said, screw the saw, screw it. And I jumped. And well, at least I jumped to the point where it didn't land on me, but it still landed on my leg. But like I said, I was extremely lucky that this thing just literally just missed my leg because there was stuff on the way, and there was that little triangle where my leg was squished. So it was still squished, still hurts. So I got hurt, and I'm really pissed about that. So now, after I don't know how long, I'm basically down there on my 4 legs, one of them pinched by the machine, and I come to the realization of what has happened. I feel that my leg is not moving, but it doesn't feel like it's broken. So I just juggle it out and come out. I'm glad that I was able to juggle it out. I mean, at some point in time, I thought that I was going to have to scream for help. This is early in the morning. I don't know who on earth would have heard my screams. Probably I would have had to call. Luckily, I had my cell phone, so I could have called my wife and say, call 911, I have a machine on top of my leg. But I didn't have to do that. I was able to juggle my leg out of it. And when I put my leg on the ground for the first time, I remember thinking that wave of, oh my God, I got so lucky. And I was limping out on the shop, took the picture, went inside the house, showed it to my wife. She started screaming at me, how on earth do you do this without my help? And she was also very angry, of course. At that point in time, my leg started to wake up from its numbness. And I tell you, it was really painful. But throughout all of this ordeal, the real pain is how stupid I was to think that I could do this by myself and just brush it off as I've got this, right? And that's what truly bothers me, because I violated my own rule and I am gonna pay the price. I've been paying the price and I'm gonna pay the price. And I wanna talk to you guys about that rule because I see a lot of videos where people put bunch of safety precautions that you gotta follow, like wear your safety glasses, or don't do this like this because then you can get too close to the cutter, or whatever it is. All of those safety precautions that we have been instructed in. But I only have one rule. And that rule makes me adopt everything else. But the rule that I have been following for the past few years is whenever I walk into the shop, I tell myself, today you're getting hurt. That's my rule. I tell myself, today you're getting hurt. Why? Why do I do this? Sounds stupid, doesn't it? Do you want to get hurt? Well, no, I don't want to get hurt. That's the point. I don't want to get hurt. But if I tell myself, today you're getting hurt, now I start to feel like, oh, let me be careful, because at some point in time here, I'm going to get hurt. And now it becomes a question of how much hurt I'm going to get. And if I walk in and out, and I only get a few nicks because, a little piece of metal fell on me and cut me or burned me, that's probably something that is really hard to avoid. I mean, that's probably going to happen at some point in time, especially the longer that you work with stuff. But if I walk out with all of my limbs, those nicks are just not a big deal because I walked out with all of my limbs. So when I say today you're getting hurt, it is a matter of trying to minimize how much I'm getting hurt. And the reason why that phrase works is because that it instills fear. Now, I don't like the word fear because fear is not good. I prefer respect. We have to respect these machines. These machines are way stronger than us. They have the capability of maiming us really big. Some of them can kill us. If you walk into this shop, any shop, if you walk in that shop thinking, I've got it, that's when you're going to get something that is not what you wanted to get. Every single time that I've been like, I've got this, I get seriously hurt. You should not say, I've got this. You should say, okay, how is this going to break? How is this going to come flying out and remove a chunk of my skin, of my flesh? How is this going to hurt me? And then you have to say, well, let me put this measure in practice so that it doesn't happen, or if it happens, the effects are minimized. It is impossible to protect every single aspect of the shop activity at all times. At some point in time, something is going to happen. But if you minimize the effects, you can walk out of your workshop without being hurt. And that day, I did not walk out of the workshop. That day, I limped out of the workshop because I didn't follow my rule. So I am incredibly angry at myself for being such an idiot and allowing this to happen. And I ask of you, be mindful, be respectful of these machines. They have the capability of imparting serious harm onto you or others. They're not going to take a vacation. They're not going to think of, I wonder if little Timmy is going to be annoyed that he lost a finger. Maybe I should not cut his finger. They're not going to do that. They're just going to do what they do. They're going to follow the laws of physics because every single quantum particle in existence today has been following the laws of physics since the start of the universe, since the Big Bang. And they are not going to look after you. So be mindful, respect the machines, and don't be the idiot that I was last Wednesday, July 15, 2020, at 7 a.m. Stay safe, stay healthy. I want to thank you for tuning into my YouTube channel, and I'm going to see you on the next one.